Who's gonna call you baby? It ever make you feel small. This song is actually a really special song for me. The purpose of it and everything behind it, was really cool. And the goal that they had behind the record was good, y'all. We're back with another one. It's your boy SamTRax. This song is Show You Off by Brent Faiyaz, produced by yours truly, Saunders and Brent Faiyaz. So with this record, it's a very special record, to be honest with you. What it stands for and the meaning behind it. When I got the call from my manager, Ty, shout out to Ty from Culture. He's like, yo, we got this record. Brent's kind of been sitting on it and we want to kind of get it done. And the sample was initially like broken down and picked by Saunders. Shout out to D-Pat and a 2. The sample was originally from S. Carey, Chrysalis. That's the name of the song. So, of course, I'm what you call kind of like a finisher. I'm one of those guys that where, you call me and you got a sample that you need to flip. You kind of need to get cleared or kind of rework it. You want it to sound the same or you want it to be a little different. So I'm one of those guys you kind of call for that, right? So we're having a talk. Ty's just like, yo, listen, get it to me as soon as you can. I hear the record, and this is pandemic, right? This is like 2020, right? We locked in, we're inside. Some of my instruments, a lot of guitars going on in it. Some of my instruments needed work. They needed set up, new strings, all types of stuff. And, I play multiple instruments, so there are a couple of things that I was trying to see the best way to do it, man. And honestly, I just kind of locked in and did it all in the box. And, spent a day or 2 on it, listened to it. Phenomenal record. Show You Off is just a phenomenal record. And in between that, I'm listening to it. I'm like, dang, I probably need to play the guitar and kind of figure out the best way to do it. But man, I locked in and it all came together. Sent it back to Brent, and Brent loved it automatically. We had to kind of, dealing with samples, you got to move things, shift it, add it. The timing was a little off, but we found a way to kind of find that pocket. And, from there, the rest is history. And, this is my Deconstructed to Show You Off. All right, y'all, so let's get into it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break down the actual loop, what was sent to me. And within this, what you'll see is, if you get a chance, just go and listen to S. Carey, that record. And when you get a chance, listen to that record. And you'll hear the key change, all of that. We changed everything. Well, they did. Saunders, of course, I don't want to take the credit for that. They changed the key. And this is what I got after they changed it, and I'm gonna play my version. So initially, the beat is really more so, Brent wrote the song to this loop, right? And listening to it, I ain't gonna hold you. The compact of it is so full, but it's like what's happening here? It's like the pluck sounds. It's not really like chords being played, but it's all like arpeggios, right? Like just consistent rhythm happening in this. This is our harp sound, and this is on the Logic Pack, right? So we have that. Then we got a mandolin sound that I kind of stack, and I put that together to add some depth to it, right? Give it that bounce, right? And then this is another sound, a guitar sound that I like in this. So you hear the bounce, right? Now this is our Taylor 914 muted, it's like a dog guitar, but it's all like muted pluck type of stuff. Sounds like this give you that bounce. Right? And I added another one to it. But this one's a lower. So this one, so you can hear it, because it's almost hard for you to hear, right? You hear that? Right? That low texture. And then there's another one. It's a vintage, like 12 string muted. So all of these, you're looking at like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Sounds that comes all together to make this, right? So now this is the meat, right? This is the full body of what the loop is. This is pretty much the track. This is what Brent wrote to, right? Shout out to again to D-Pat and R2. Those guys are really, they got really good ears with, picking out really good sounds, samples for Brent, Saunders, man. They've been doing their thing for a minute. So now that we got this, right? So now once we got this and Brent loved it, now this is me. Now I'm building the record. Once I got his approval, now he's like, all right, I need you to produce it out for me, add some stuff. So this is where we're gonna start experiencing, the SamTRax orchestration. For those that know me, they know like I'm huge on orchestration. Quincy Jones. I grew up listening to Quincy Jones, Barry White. My father, played a lot of old school like conductors, right? So as we listen, right, you'll see where the build goes, right? So this is our loop, right? And I got a favorite sound in Contact that I really love, and I can show you. This is Absent, one of my secret weapons, right? I don't want to show it too long. All right, cool, bet. So this is one of my like signature sounds in my R&B records. So I added this sound here, strings.
I know you're feeling down by how they treat you.
I got some Rhodes here that I really like. I like to use Rhodes. I'm big on Rhodes. So I actually use my real Fender Rhodes on this, and I added a RC20 to it, VHS kind of a vibe. But then for padding to make it feel warmer, I added some organs in there, real organs, right? Not real. This is like Nord. I got a Nord. Shout out to Nord. And I just added some really threw the drawbars up, right? Just added all the lower drawbars, made it very warm, and so it feels more like a pad. Not even like if you listen to the organ, it almost doesn't even sound like it's an organ sound. It feels warm, super warm. Every so often, I got the Leslie kind of moving up and down in this pattern, but it's all the same. It stays right there in this pocket right here, right? So let's go from the top of it. We'll play with all of it all together. So this is our intro. This is our intro, right? Strings, small, subtle. And then bass is not one of my main strong instruments, but I initially played it, and then I was like, you know what? I needed that feel from him. You know what I mean? Like I really needed him. He has a special way of playing, and shout out to my boy Ripley. I had him come in and replay it for me. So this is all together. You hear those strings? First two. Verse two. This is all verse two. All the sounds. You hear that? Like, and it's crazy because the thing is, in between all of this, as I was building the record, Brent and I was talking. He's like, "Look, man, I just really I want that like Michael Jackson type of feel." And if you hear it, you could tell like I went into my Quincy Jones bag here. You know what I mean? Like off the wall type of human nature, right? And I got our pizzicato strings. So it's a lot that's happening in the record that you can't even really, like. I mean, you hear it, but they're all just kind of ear candy. It's all ear candy. Very simple record, clean record, but it's all there, right? You hear that? Sam, my boy Sam Ripley, he's nice on the bass. So now this is our build up. We get to the last hook, right? And right there, now I'm starting to add pads in here. Just regular stock sounds. I just literally just add regular stock sounds from from Logic, and that's it. And even the way that we mixed it, everything is just kind of feels really full. It almost feels like there's not too much going on, right? Now we get here to the end. So once we get to the end, now the other part of the record, of course, a lot of you guys may not know, but Brent is also a producer too, phenomenal producer. Um, I had one version of Way that I wanted to go with it, where the song kind of transitioned, and him and Deepak they got into the studio, and literally like they added the drums towards the end, and kind of gave you that Human Nature, Phil Collins, Eagles, 80s, 90s type of a bounce. And then all together, it gives you, show you off. You know what I mean? Like, and in between all of this, there's a lot of special things that happen during this time, and neither one of us was around each other. So, shout out to Brent, shout out to Deepak, shout out to Atu, Saunders, Sonda, and shout out to Ty, man. Big Ty, worldwide Ty of culture, and we figured it out, man. We made a very special record. This song is really predominantly for women. This was a song to show off our women, our black women especially, and it came out in a time where, you know, we really didn't know where the world was gonna go, and I felt like it was a very important song for us, man. So once again, this is my deconstruct of Brent Faiyaz, Show You Off, produced by yours truly, Saunders and Brent Faiyaz. Hope you enjoyed it. On to the next. I promise you the next one's gonna be special.